on abortion was enacted.
This is according to a new study published in JAMA Pediatrics.
South Korean government officials and other organizations filed a series of charges against top Israeli government officials, including Israel's President and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, for genocide and other alleged crimes against humanity. The Federal Bureau of Investigation released its report outlining active shooter incidents and statistics in the United States for 2023.
The FBI reported 48 active shooter incidents in 26 of 50 states in 2023, with 244 casualties.
WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is expected to plead guilty to avoid further prison time as part of a deal with the U.S.
The deal is expected to effectively bring to an end the years-long legal battle.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Yeah, a little coffee or something. A little coffee or something. A little coffee. Coffee, coffee. We get a little coffee or something.
And hot.
Hot coffee. Hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. You make me laugh.
That's what we were saying. Gotta get rid of that. It was evident. It was crime. Crime. You're accusing me of a crime? Is that what happened? What's happening here? I don't know. Delusional again. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang. Good morning, Vietnam. It is Wednesday, right? Doesn't feel like a Wednesday. Wednesday, June 26th, 2024. Actually feels like a Monday for me. And it's kind of weird. All day yesterday felt like a Sunday because I had an afternoon gig. And basically, it was a backdoor party. And then I drove home without traffic on the LIE. So that made me feel like it was a Sunday. And it was just a very laid back, weird kind of, I don't do backyard parties on Tuesdays. Who does? I'll tell you who does. Teachers. Teachers are some weird ass people. I like teachers. Don't get me wrong. Some of the people I respect the most in the world were teachers. But here's the thing. This is not the first retirement party for teachers that we have played. Not even the first in this particular backyard. They like to give speeches, long speeches that are very well written and very well read. Unlike when GD writes critical joke theory and then he stumbles through his own writing. These were read immaculately, because I think a lot of them were English teachers. And they were writing, I don't know, Shakespeare, and then reading it to the person who was retiring, long speeches. So we didn't play that much. We sat there listening to speeches a lot. And then get this, after the cake thing, they bring the cake out, they do a test. It's so fucking bizarre. It's like you talk about taking the job home with you. taking it to the retirement party. The teacher retiring, and this isn't the first time this has happened. Again, we've played many retirement parties for teachers. They give a test, a written test, and they're all there, they're like they're back in school taking a test, and then they get graded. And then at the very end of the party, one of the friends of the person retiring comes out and reads the grades of the test and then reads the questions and the proper answers. That's their idea of a good time. Teachers are weird people. Anyway, I got home yesterday and my wife wanted to go for a walk because it was a beautiful night, but it was already kind of late. We went for a walk and we went down to Port Jefferson, right on the water over in Port Jefferson. Yeah, northern Suffolk County, across from Bridgeport, Connecticut, where the ferries run back and forth. And it's a very cute little, almost like a Greenwich Village feel over there. We did a little walk around, and then we were driving home. It's late at night, and my wife points out condominiums that are all dark. She's like, it's almost like nobody lives there. Like, babe, it's Tuesday night at midnight. Those people have real jobs. They have to get up in the morning. They're sleeping. And it just occurred to me how my wife and I have been removed from the rules and reality of America. It's a good thing. I'm not complaining about it. But when we're like kids with no responsibility at this point in our life, you get old. We are going through a second teenage thing. I don't know. I was just going to say the people in Vietnam have the website up. And then I just got a notice, just as I was about to say that, the website is down again. I can't get a moment to just take my stuff off that server and get it on a professional server. Anyway, so it feels like a Monday today. We're gonna learn about publishing children's books. I know you're saying, what the hell, dog? That's not comedy. No, it's not. But we'll have some fun with the author. I'm going to be quite honest with you here. A little frank. I'm going to be frank. You just call me Frank. I'm not going to be mad anymore. Just Frank. There is a site I use to get guests. Now, sometimes they request to be on the show, and sometimes I will find people interesting and ask them to be on the show. We have a burnout coach coming on that I asked to be on the show. But this author publishing expert today, I chose her simply on the fact that her picture is kind of attractive. This is how shallow and empty I am as a person, as a personality, as a human being. I picked the guest today, not on the subject of what she's going to talk about. She looked kind of cute in the picture, and I figured, you know what? I'm tired of talking to these ugly dudes every morning, like GD and Ron and Steven. We need a pretty face in here, so that's why she's going to be on the program. We'll learn about publishing kids' books. Here's what my take on the kids' books. Kids don't care about books. All people don't care about books. Nobody wants to read anymore. Kids don't want to learn how to read. They're going to rebel. So they're going to just ask AI to read it for them, or they'll, transcribe, voice to text or text to voice, whatever. The future is looking bleak for readers. Oh, Bill Hicks used to have a bit. Oh, you're a reader. That bit is going to be outdated completely within a few years, I think. Anyway, that's what we're going to do today. I hope you're excited about that. You know what? Get excited about seeing a not so ugly man face on the program. You know what? You could just type your text into in video, and it will read it for you in a very AI voice that evil Ian can't stand. It will drive him to jump off a bridge, which is our goal on this program. We want to get Ian to jump off a bridge, a low bridge. We don't want him to get hurt, but we want to get him to jump off a bridge and videotape it, because life is nothing if you can't monetize it. So in video, check it out.
Hey there, fellow content creators. Are you tired of seeing your YouTube channel growth at a snail's pace? Well, I've got some good news for you. InVideo is here to supercharge your channel growth. With InVideo, you can create eye-catching and engaging videos in a flash.
Eye-catching.
Say goodbye to spending hours editing and perfecting your content. InVideo's user-friendly interface makes it a breeze to create professional-looking videos in no time. But that's not all. InVideo offers a treasure trove of customizable templates, so you can easily tailor your videos to your unique style and brand. Stand out from the crowd and leave a lasting impression on your viewers. And the best part, InVideo is not just a video editing tool, it's a one-stop shop for all your YouTube needs. From creating thumbnails to adding subtitles, InVideo has got you covered every step of the way. So what are you waiting for? Give your YouTube channel the boost it deserves with InVideo. Join the ranks of successful content creators who have used InVideo to skyrocket their channel growth. Trust me, you won't regret it.
I don't trust anybody. And here's some people I don't trust explicitly. Oh, look at them all in the wrong place. Everybody comes up in the wrong place every day. This is all just weird. I just can't do it. It's like a little one of them little
looking for dog in all the wrong places.
Get off my lawn. Get off my lawn.
Get off my you and
You're in my
Pete.
spot. You're in my spot.
You and Pete World War II. Oh, that was a real dog?
Hell no!
I didn't think so.
You know, when I saw the title of today's episode, I thought it said breaking into children's public bathrooms, and I got really concerned. So concerned. I thought that's what it said.
What does it say? It says
children's publishing.
Breaking into children's
no,
publishing.
That's the right hood. It's a van, not a white hood. White van.
Right. Wow. That's all I got to say. Wow.
Well, good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. It's hump day. If you are not getting enough humps or are having trouble getting your humps in, go to MindDog TV and check out our huge selection of humongous humps. Go to MindDog TV and get your hump on. MindDog TV.
Oh,
enjoy the suffering.
Enjoy the humping.
Enjoy the humping.
Did Humpty Hump die? Is Humpty Hump still with us?
Yeah,
I'm Humpty.
He died. He did die.
Wow, that's unfortunate. I like Humpty with his fake nose and whatever. But on a similar note, Vivek Ramaswamy Ramabami Bama Dami Ramamami.
He's still not dead yet. Damn it.
Right, that's a shame. But Eminem has asked him to stop rapping.
Shock G died in April 22nd, 2021.
I said, did he die of COVID? It's that's right in the heart of COVID nose. When you put that fake nose on, and you get the COVID.
Yeah, let's see.
Well, you couldn't find a mask to fit over that nose properly.
That's true. But so Eminem asked Vivek. Now, remember, I said Ben Carson, the chatter was Ben Carson was going to be Trump's VP pick. Now it's all over Vivek. And that, weirdly enough, my wife, who knows nothing about politics, told me that last night. And I said, that's crazy. Nobody, I can't imagine the bigots on the right voting for a brown skinned man on the ticket. And he's not an American black guy. He's a Indian was he even born here? I mean, I think that's supposed to be one of the requirements, right?
It has to be a prerequisite in order for him to be a president or vice president.
I'm pretty sure he was born here, but he's first generation for sure.
Well, he picked up the accent a little bit, even though maybe he just goes to visit the old country.
Well, he was raised by his parents, and they still have it.
Right.
I don't know, man. I could see him getting the votes. I mean, the dude does lines of Donald Trump's dandruff off of copies of The Art of the Deal. So, the Trump supporters are going to
video where he goes to kiss. He went to kiss Trump, and Trump pushed him away. It's like Ted. I think Trump was playing the part of Ted Cruz's daughter, and Vivek was playing the part of Trump in the actual video there. But that's a nice cock you got there.
I guess he wouldn't have pushed him away if Vivek hadn't had his tongue out.
Oh, hey, just for everyone out there that wants to know, Shock G died of an accidental overdose of fentanyl.
Oh.
Well,
I don't think anybody ever accidentally overdoses on fentanyl. That doesn't even sound right. That sounds made up.
I mean,
No,
it happens all the time.
Yeah.
It sounds made up.
People cut
made
coke,
up
put it in
no,
coke, and
they don't accidentally inject fentanyl. They inject what they believe is heroin that has got too much fentanyl in it, and that causes the overdose.
That sounds like a
coke,
conspiracy.
or they'll lace
I
the
don't
joint
buy
with
it.
it,
It sounds like a conspiracy. It sounds like a QAnon thing. The fentanyl's out to get us. I don't buy it.
No, it's not fentanyl's out to get
Are
us.
you talking about Q anal?
That's more his speed, probably.
So, what kind of children's book do you guys want to publish?
I want to publish a pop-up children's book that explains
Just
stand-up
pops up by
comedy.
itself? It's sitting there on the table. And it just pops up.
Come sit on my lap and read this pop-up book.
Yeah, and it teaches children all about how to do stand-up comedy. Actually, I'm writing it for real comedians who aren't comedians, but they want to be comedians. But it's going to be disguised as a children's book.
Now, you are not in the Barry Katz thing on Monday night, right?
I was not there. No, I had shit to do.
You bailed on Barry.
No, I visit him twice a month, I think.
Wow.
Because I don't need the workshop. I don't need the writing workshops.
I think you do.
I don't. I know how to write. You can complain about my penmanship, and if he does a penmanship workshop, then I will go ahead and check it out. But
that's part of it. He does.
There's no penmanship.
Yes, there is.
And not only that, I don't really want to pay. I'm a paying customer. I don't feel like paying to hear. Half the people don't have questions. They just want to kiss ass. I don't have time for that.
Ooh,
I don't.
What? Somebody's not. Somebody's a little bitter that they didn't get asked to the prom. That's what.
No. I was asked to the prom many times. I turned down all the dates I had.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I didn't have a date to the prom, so I don't. It's okay, GD. You don't have to lie, man. It's cool.
No, I had a choice.
We could have went together.
I actually had options.
Oh, see, I didn't have any.
And then eventually, this one girl asked me to take her, and she was one I had been pursuing for a couple of years.
Sorry, we're hearing here.
Yeah.
I spent both proms drunk in a cotton field at a party.
That sounds like Indiana. That sounds like real Indiana thing.
No, that was an Alabama thing. We were out by the holler, man. We were having some oysters, man, and some moonshine. We had a big ass bonfire, man, and no colors allowed, but it was a good time, man.
So that's what incels did back in the day.
I don't know what that means, but probably.
Yeah. So, how was the kennel, the doghouse thing last night? Was it exciting?
Yeah.
Were
How
there
was
lots
it, guys?
of dogs there?
It wasn't too bad. We had two audience members, one maybe.
And one showed up late, just 15 minutes before we ended. Then two people showed up for it after you left, Ron. Two people showed up to see it.
They knew he was leaving.
After you left, I went back in to settle up my tab, and there were two people at the bar.
Wait, they charge you? Settle up your tab. They charge you for drinks that you don't get to drink free. Even they.
Well, I don't. The only thing my drinks are free because I only drink water. But my
so what
food
the hell was the tab for?
My food.
Oh, they charge you to
I've
eat.
only ever had 2 comedy shows where they've included drinks.
You guys got to get into music and drop this comedy shit, man. It's just not.
But these aren't shows
in my body at all.
Mics. But anyway, go ahead, Ron.
It's a mic, so
Yeah.
drinks aren't a thing. But for shows, certain venues, the comics get drinks. It just
I don't go anywhere if I don't get free food and drinks. Well, there's one venue that only gives you the first drink free, but that's enough for me. But I even feel like we should start a fight over that, but I don't. But Jesus, I mean, this.
As I was saying before, that one interrupted me. When I took my stuff out to the car and I was going back in to settle my tab, and there was a couple there who recognized me and go, "Oh, so you got here?" They thought I was just arriving. And I'm like, no. And they said, they wanted to know about the comedy. I said, no, we stopped at 9. We started 8 Eastern. And then I kept rubbing. I kept saying, we started 8 Eastern.
That's a pretty short show. Even open mic, just 1 hour is all you do for 1 hour.
No, if there's more comics, it'll run till 9:30.
Oh, 9:30, hour and a half. Well, that's better.
Yeah,
hour and a half.
But there's only last night. There's only 3 comics, and we each did like 20 minutes. About right, Ron.
Well, I got to take my hat off to you, even though it's not on. Let me put it on first. Put my hat on. All right, I got to take my hat off to you for continuing to do it, because I would just get like bored, tired, just sick of it.
It's a Tuesday night, and there is another mic that is like 20 minutes away up in.
I'm not. You don't have to make excuses for why it does poor. I'm just saying I would get frustrated and plus I could find something better to do with my Tuesday night, like stay home and jerk off to pictures of Steven and then go wobbling back in his wheelchair.
Yeah, no, it's
what I do on a Tuesday night usually.
Yeah, the mic that usually gets people on Tuesday nights is all the way in Frederick, Maryland. So who wants to go to Frederick, Maryland on a Tuesday?
I don't.
No.
I mean, who wants to go to Frederick at all?
No, I don't. Tuesday, like weeknights are, it's hard enough. I'm at the age where if I go out, it better be worth my while. If I have to leave this chair, it better be really fun. It's got to be, and often it isn't. And then I get angry, and this is why I'm just an angry get off my lawn old man. Is because when it's not fun, I left my chair for something not fun. Are you kidding me? And not lucrative. Now, yesterday with these teachers, it was not fun. It was okay. And listen, I got
just
paid
because you did poorly on the test doesn't mean it wasn't fun for other people who did well on the test.
Hey,
I did well on the test. I knew all the answers when they read off the questions at the end.
It's easy to go like, I knew that. It's like watching Jeopardy, and you'll say,
"No, I knew it. I knew it
Madagascar." I knew that.
No, I knew the answers before they told the answers. When they were just reading off the questions, there were simple questions. The one question, what
man, woman, camera,
what continent? TV? No, what continent has the largest desert?
Right. Well, technically, it'd be Antarctica.
That's right. You're right. Correct. That's it. All the teachers got that wrong. I got it right.
Hey, I have a video here from TikTok that is
the AI thing that you sent me last night.
No, this one has gone viral.
See, viral is a bad thing. All right, go ahead.
All right,
continue. What do we got here?
So he's asking her about her roster. So
looks like Steven from the side there. That's Steven reaching over, right?
Yeah. There's only one I want. I love you, Pookie, forever.
How do you get over a breakup?
Only way to get over one is get under another. Make the cobwebs off this thing.
Don't miss. What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that huck and spit on that thing.
Oh yeah, the Hawk 2 girl. That's the Hawk 2 girl.
Yep.
Yeah,
I heard about the Hawk.
She's a national treasure. She should be protected at all costs.
We're a little late on this. I think this was like trending over a weekend, starting last week or something. That's the first I've seen of her. People are talking about her.
I rely on Ron for all of my Hawk 2 girl updates because I never heard of her before. Thank you, Ron.
Well,
you're
Hawk
welcome.
2 on you. Now the Clam used to do a Hawk 2. The Clam did a Hawk 2, but the bearded Clam. I did a puppet that was the bearded Clam. I think I showed that before. But the bearded Clam would say, "Hawk 2! Wait a minute, I got a clam. Hawk 2!" And so the Clam was years ahead of that woman with the Hawk 2-y. Clam should get some recognition.
Like Steven said, she is a national treasure, and if you meet a lady like that, she's probably friendly.
Well, you like a woman who spits on your dick before she sucks it?
Yeah, it depends on what you're doing.
Hell yeah.
I don't like that. I find that highly
Now, do
unattractive.
you like it with mucus? Like, is she like when it's straight
Yeah,
up the
no.
nose? And then
Here's the thing. I don't
It's
think
a
any guys
generational thing.
actually. I don't think any guys actually want the. No,
Yeah.
no. Nobody wants a loogie on their cock. Nobody wants that.
You're
I
saying
do now.
nobody. Wait a minute. You're saying nobody. Like there isn't a king out there. Right now, there's a guy out there going, "Oh yeah, not snot
Okay.
bubbles. I want snot bubbles."
I only like it if she goes, and you can quote me, and then walks out.
Could you do it without the huck too? Even then, I think it's a generational thing.
Yeah.
I think
And allergy season is hot for it.
I also think that porn has fucked you young fellas up. The exposure to porn at a young age has got you bored.
All right,
with just
don't come
plain
in
sex.
here making your boomer accusations at me.
I am.
Hold on.
Yeah, Matt.
Let me
Matt.
be the 33-year-old. Let me be the 33-year-old in the room and say that I agree with Matt. I think porn overall has really fucked up the perception of what sex really is with younger people. I 100% agree.
Doesn't include dogs. That woman who was on TikTok trending, she couldn't understand why people were making a fuss over. She got arrested for having sex with a dog. Like, you're gonna end up on the internet.
What kind of dog? Like Snoop Dogg? You mean like Snoop Dogg, right?
A dog's a dog, bro.
You know what?
No, Snoop Dogg, Mine Dog, they're a different breed. I don't get them mixed up. So was she having sex with a Mine Dog or a Snoop Dogg?
If I have to guess, I'm gonna say a Bernay. What are those big fucking Burmese Bernay? Whatever Bernay.
Chinese Chihuahuas?
Those huge fucking dogs, whatever they are, fucking
cockatiels.
Yeah, no.
A cockatiel is a bird.
Cockatiel's a bird.
Do not put your dick in a bird; it'll die. Don't do that.
Oh, and you know this how?
The internet, duh.
I'm sorry, Ron. You have the most extensive internet search and algorithms I know. Have you ever come across that in your search history?
You haven't spent enough time up before that.
Survey says. Sorry, Stephen. You've experienced this firsthand.
Man, fuck.
No, it was secondhand, and it was on 4chan. So
yeah, people get to see enough of my algorithm at the comedy bucket.
No. There are 4 comedians that are this far away from doing an intervention for Ron. I saw them huddling. Matter of fact, I was wondering why they walked out during my set, and now I know they were doing an intervention. They were playing an intervention for you, Ron.
Yeah.
I was doing my set. I look up and half the comedians have walked out, and they do it every time I get on stage. As soon as I get on stage, they walk out. Now I know what it is.
Those weren't comedians; those were consumers of good comedy.
No, they were all comedians. The actual audience actually stays, but
anybody can call themselves comedians, but they weren't comedians. They were there for the show, and then they saw you, and they were like, "Oh no!"
Well, then Ron let the audience up on stage. And that's
GD, I will make you a deal. If I ever come to one of your shows, I promise you I will not walk out on you. Ever. Ever.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Please sit down. I'm afraid you're gonna pull your dick out.
No.
I was also fearing the same thing.
Oh no, these pants don't have a hole in it.
Oh.
I'm wearing unholy pants today.
His biscuits aren't chilling on the stool this time.
Getting jello? What are you doing?
Now, there's a bug on my window, and I wanted to catch it so I could take it outside
and put it in a Tupperware thing.
Huh?
And put it in that Tupperware thing you just.
Well, it's got to stay somewhere until I take it outside. I'm not going to take it out during the show.
There was a giant spider on my desk this morning. It made a web and everything, and I went to go murder it.
Trying to catch you.
It ran away, and now I can't find it. And now I'm here half terrified because I'm terrified of bugs that this spider's gonna pop up and kill me.
It was a tarantula.
Fucking might as well have been the shit. The thing was the size of a $1.
Since it's like breakfast time, I have a video here if you'd like to see it of a combination that should not go together.
Is this gonna get me sick?
Is this cheese and cookies?
See it, but I want to know in advance if it's gonna get me sick.
Now,
I'm gonna look away.
No, it's just nasty. Like, why would anyone eat this shit?
I've heard of it. I'm.
This looks like chocolate chip cookies. No,
it is chocolate chip cookies.
2024.
And here comes the hot tui.
Cookies and cheese.
Cheese.
Ooh,
Eat
what
up.
the fuck is that
Cookies and
happening?
milk. It's so last year. It's
That's gross, isn't it?
Hot tui.
You know what? Both of those things are great alone, but mixed together, they are terrible.
What kind of cheese is it? Because if it's goat cheese, that would immediately clog up my sinuses. If it's
when did you ever see a yellow goat?
Really?
I don't
You
know.
don't think goats get jaundice?
There's no yellow goat. No yellow goat. If I may just continue, get this thought out of my head before it haunts me to death and then it gives me nightmares. I was talking about generational stuff, and the other day this pastor was on Twitter talking about the core of homosexuality is butt sex. And they're obsessed with butt sex, and it's feces, it's disease, and it's AIDS. And I was like, you don't know the generation that, because most of the hetero guys that I've talked to of Steven's age or even Gen X guys, they're just obsessed with not only sticking their dick in ass, but sticking their tongue in ass. And my generation, there are a few guys from my generation, even Jackie seemed to be into it, but for my crew, that would have been a taboo. You just don't, the ass is not for that. The ass is for it's like the trash man. You don't go fucking sniffing the trash man.
Personally, I blame porn for that.
Me too.
Because
and I blame Matt for it.
I'll be honest, I've never been one to find it like. Not only is it not like
that's what I mean.
I'm sorry, Matt.
No,
Ron,
see, that's
Ron,
the
when
thing.
When I saw this, I thought to myself, okay, there's no reason for him to hover his ass over her face like that on purpose. No, that's just for the camera.
There's a reason for it. It's a disgusting, dirty reason.
He wants his salad tossed. Listen, I don't. Man, see,
could you get it off the screen, please?
There's a different it's a huge thing with my generation in particular. Eating ass is the big thing. And here's the thing. I'm not a fan, okay? One, I don't think it feels the greatest when you're talking about penetration. I don't it's like doing a donut. You only get a little bit of it being touched. The rest is just whatever, right? It's not fun. But two, it's a butthole. It's a butthole.
That's number one. I'm sorry.
That should be number one, but I'm just saying,
no, you're missing a point. You're missing, Steve. I'm sorry. You're missing a point. It's a hole. It's a hole. That's it. That's
no, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. A hole in a pillow is okay. A hole on the couch is okay. A hole in a donut is okay. But a butthole is gross.
A hole in a pumpkin.
I've seen those videos too, but I'm just saying, it's just if you're performing cunnilingus, you might accidentally visit a little bit, but to make that the destination is fucking gross.
So what if it's not a performance? What if you actually mean it? You're not acting. You're really into it.
For a matter of for the record, I hate pumpkins. I don't eat.
I'm not a pumpkin fan either, honestly.
But I would fuck a pumpkin way before I'd fuck an ass.
Oh, days before.
Well, here's the whole thing. Everyone is into
the whole
ass,
thing,
but no one can get laid. Most of these guys can't get laid. So you have these people that are in the ass that can't get laid.
Yeah, they're usually the guys that are while I'm here, I might as well get the other hole too. It's gonna be a while. That makes sense.
Yeah. Now, we had a guy who was part of the program. I'm not going to mention him by name, Willie. But
good thing you didn't mention him by name because Willie would be upset by that.
No, I wouldn't mention Willie by name.
Okay, yeah.
He was talking about some chick eating his ass. No, come on. First of all, the caliber of women. Yeah, he considers himself a Don Juan, but when women that are basically farm animals, but so. He was bragging about some chick eating his ass, and I said, "Did you kiss her after that?" He said, "Oh, probably not." Probably
Don't go ass to mouth.
Probably not. That would have been like, no, get out of my house
Don't
now.
do that.
I mean, get out of my country. Get
That's
out of
gross.
my hemisphere.
Dude, a guy's ass. A guy's ass.
I know.
That's
and
ew.
the guy.
Ew. Ew.
Right.
Hey, here you go, Ron. I just filled your coffee back up, your cup back up with tea, right? So here you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
I appreciate it, GD.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
That's like a dopey ass Father's Day gift. Number one.
Wow,
dad.
how'd you send it to him like that?
There we go.
Number one dad.
It's magic.
It's the internet. It's the internet.
Number one dad.
It automatically. Anyway, that's so gross, man. A guy's
I don't
ass,
wanna-
so much hair, and it like I've been in the bathroom and guys shit. Ew. No. Stop it. Go home.
But
Go away.
But if a
Ew.
woman's willing to do that to you after a long day of work, she's definitely a keeper.
No, she's not. Her breath smells like shit.
Not in my view. You should execute her afterwards. Yeah.
If she's willing to do that after a long day, God knows.
No,
what
I
else she's
appreciate the
willing to.
dedication. It's just she's now like she's toxic waste. She's
Yeah, like, why'd you marry
nuclear
her? She had a
fallout.
shit eating grin. It was great.
Okay, speaking of eating shit, tomorrow's a debate. Now, no.
What a segue. What a segue. I like that.
Oh wait, you know what? I actually have I have
just
some
wanna say-
video from
okay.
behind the scenes at the debate that's happening right now.
It's happening right now.
Saw this the other day.
This is why I don't do TikTok.
One vote.
You
Two
know, there
vote.
were-
This is Instagram.
Yeah.
This is Instagram.
Yes. Yep.
There was two women after the Mr. Tong thing that discussing this video saying, I don't think that's possible. And they were discussing the whether or not you can actually stick a straw in there and use your kegels to suck it up. And I just pointed out and said, did you notice that because they said that can't be real. I said, did you notice that all of the soda bottles had different levels of fluid left in them, which means somebody's sucking up and not spitting it back in.
Well, and if you're into ass play, it's not Kegels, it's bagels.
Yeah, and I just wanted people to see what these elites are doing behind the scenes to get ready for the debate.
Yeah, you're worried about New World Order. You're worried about nuclear bombs. No, they're doing Kegels in the
I
back.
have a little bit of a problem with that, and they appeared to be plastic straws. It's not
Wasteful,
economic,
disgusting.
Ecologically sound. You should be using paper straws for that.
I think there's rubber tubing that you can just get at Lowe's. And
So
plastic straws aren't good for turtles. What are the rubber straws going to do?
Yeah, rubber is not biodegradable.
It's not supposed to be biodegradable. It's supposed to be reusable.
But they should get plastic. Paper tubing. That's what they. We got to get off of it. The ocean is filled with fish.
Plastic.
That's true.
It's filled with
Plastic
straws
fish.
and half-empty bottles of fluid.
Right.
Personally, I think a lot of the sea life likes the straws because if you remember, there's a lot of Coke floating around the ocean. So I imagine the straws are welcome.
Yeah, but what if your instrument of choice is a spoon?
The
Well, then
Coke
you gotta
is
find
being
a lighter.
found by dudes in Miami, and they turn it in. They turn it into law enforcement. That's
the right thing to do.
No, it's not.
Not.
The right thing
If I
to do
find
is to find some desperate junkie and sell it to him one little bit at a time.
If I find $1,000 worth of Coke on the ground, I'm turning in $500 worth.
Yeah,
I find $1 million worth, I'm turning in $100,000 worth.
We found.
But see, this is what happens when you turn the drug into the police. Okay, they give you a voucher. If no one claims the drugs within 30 days, they give the drugs to you.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because it's like lost and found. They get a voucher. If nobody claims the drugs, then the
fucking idiot.
The police will give you the drugs, or it's equivalent in cash. Depending on the precinct.
You hit my fucking idiot nerve right there.
Sounds like they might ask you to eat their ass before they give you the Coke back.
That's right.
No, when they don't give you the Coke bag, they give you the cash equivalent in of course, the market price.
Ass eating or just general?
For the Fraternal Order of Police for their parties, you know.
Yeah, the FOP, man. When I don't buy that little sticker that they try to sell me for $35.
No, what in the cop retirement parties do they arrest each other? I mean,
oh, you
I'm
know the
thinking about
cuffs
these
come
teachers
out.
giving tests and stuff. These cops.
The cuffs come out and the sodomy begins.
I was at a party. I used to hang out with cops, and one friend of mine. Yeah, one friend of mine. I won't mention Ernest by name. He threw a party at his house, and there was like all these cops there. They had the best fucking drugs. They had hookers, because the hookers like all owed them favors. I guess
Was this at the 7-5? It sounds like the 7-5 party.
No, this was at his house.
Oh,
yeah.
The
in Ellicott City.
7-5 was just full of cops like that. I mean, the most corrupt precinct in America. Really bad. Really. I mean.
Oh yeah. And Stephen, I used to hang out with cops on purpose because because I was black in an area where black people did not get treated well by cops. If you had white cop friends, you had like a get out of jail free card.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I had some of my best drinking buddies were police officers. And now sometimes it came with a cost. Like we would go into a bar. I would go in first. We go into a bar where I was not welcomed on purpose. So,
well, that could be any bar in America.
That's true, but this was like no black people, no blacker people, and so I'd go in, and then they would show up later. We wouldn't walk in together, and then I would hit on white women until the trouble starts.
Oh, no wonder you're not welcome.
And then once it got crazy, then they'd jump in and they'd have like a reason to hit people.
Hey, I don't think we talked about this, but I think it was last week. Did you hear about that ride that got stuck?
Yeah, people were upside down.
Oh,
I want that.
Yeah, we talked. Yeah,
I want that.
What are you underneath with bags so you can catch the wallets?
No, but it feels like because I have a teeter. An inversion table, and that's basically what that does. It basically, it straightens out your spine by hanging. And it was a half an hour. I would think after that half an hour, everybody on that thing felt taller, straighter.
Yeah, half inch tall, quarter inch, especially elderly people.
They should say thank you.
The sinuses would be cleared.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have an inversion table in the basement also. Yeah, Stephen, you need to learn what they are because you're going to need it one day. It helps straighten out your back.
You know what? Dude, my back's been fucked since birth. The last thing I need to do is have someone pulling on it. I'm good. I'm fucked anyway. It's no big deal.
I'm surprised that they haven't considered that as a treatment to get you walking. Because I don't know.
I've had 40 surgeries, man. At this point, if that ain't gonna fix it, nothing's going to.
No, surgeries does not surprise me. They love surgeries. They want to keep doing surgeries. It's like, we got a guinea pig here we can just kind of experiment on. Dude,
that's exactly what it was. I'm a health study at fucking IU med school. Like, this guy's neat. Let's keep going inside.
But Ron, did you have some take that we hadn't considered about these hanging upside down people?
I have the video of the riot itself doing it.
Oh, okay. Let's see this.
All right. This is right here.
Now, where was this again?
This was in Portland, Oregon.
Okay, got it right.
Yeah, well, no.
Yeah. I ain't riding that anyway.
No,
there's no way I would pay money to get on that thing.
Bunch of cracked out carnies building this shit. I ain't getting on that. No wonder it broke.
It would be difficult to get me on at gunpoint. Never mind me actually paying money to do that. But
there it is.
Nice.
I don't understand. It's top heavy. Why can't you just go and push it? Just give it a little.
Figure there would be a release button or something just to let it swing back down.
Yeah. You release the brake and push it. It should just go and then swing like this until it just stops.
Well, the thing is, that's also controlled by hydraulics. So if the hydraulics get fucked up, you just can't. It'll stop in that position because of all the pressure in the lines. And I mean,
so you cut the line, and it goes.
How long? How long? They were up there a half hour. How long do you think before people started to panic and say, "We're never getting down from here"? There's no way.
Like 5 minutes.
It depends on their level of paranoia. Because remember this, some people got on that ride, they were terrified anyway. There was just like some guy who thought if he got on the ride with his girlfriend,
we call those
get laid.
Fucking idiots. That's the technical term.
Yeah. Now the guy's like, I'm not scared. No, I'll get on there with you, girl. And they're thinking that he's going to get a little piece, and then he gets stuck up there, and then he's like the first to start screaming.
See, again, fucking idiots. I would be like, there is no woman ever in the history of humanity worth getting on that ride for.
Really?
Yeah, none, not one. Anyway, so yeah, you know what? People will those crazy rides. I don't get the attraction of any of those things that are meant to make you vomit. There's a guy, some engineer sitting in a room and saying, how could we make them vomit? I know, spin them around 90 miles an hour, upside down, whatever. Like, who? Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to feel like I got to vomit.
Yeah, you got to be built for it. I know, like a couple years ago, when me and my wife went to Hershey Park, we got
this isn't a reference to anal, is it?
No,
I was going to ask the same question.
No, this is purely vaginal right now. So we get on like the Tilt-A-Whirl. We get on that ride, and that thing is spinning, and we got off that thing, and we just felt like so sick. And because I mean, years ago when I was young, it's like that wouldn't bother me at all. And I don't know if it's because I've gotten older or what, but we both got off of that. It's like, Jesus Christ. Then we even got on the scrambler, and that's not too bad. It's kind of fast. But then after that, it was like, I'm done. I couldn't take it anymore.
What about the roundup? You did the roundup. That's the one when you stand up and it spins and you get stuck against the cage.
No,
the roundup. I thought you were just like spraying pesticide in your face to give yourself cancer or something.
I don't think they have that ride anymore because people would always unbuckle themselves or whatever.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, they would unbuckle themselves. So that's the other thing. That's another thing. You get on a ride that's dangerous, and then you say, it's not dangerous enough. Let me unhook myself. Wait, no.
Yeah. I was thinking like when there's roller coasters where you're kind of like just hanging there, and you know what happens if that comes loose? I'm like, am I supposed to just hang on or? Yeah.
I know there was a roller coaster that I got on again with this redhead, and I get on the roller coaster, and it's a stand-up roller coaster, and then they put this thing up like this, right up in your crotch. And as soon as that went up, and I went, no, this hurts. No, I can't do this ride. And then it lifts your legs up, and it's lifting you up by putting that pillow up in your. No, it hurts. And you're doing the whole ride like that. No.
Yeah,
it made your vagina uncomfortable.
It sure did.
Yeah. Like this one isn't a bad video, but this just like that back and forth. Then they have like a little cage at the end.
That's cool. See, things like that make me wish I could walk, but then when they get thrown off and die, I'm like, I'm really glad I can't. So, yeah, that looks fun though. That looks really fun.
Yeah,
you have a wheelchair version. What it is they just tie a rope to you and pull you behind. It's the same with the roller coaster. He just put you on the track and you just hold on.
Did you
Dude,
see that?
I would do that all day.
Did you see that one video where they had another ride? It was like a pendulum, and it goes back and forth, but they didn't have it secured properly. So the ride starts going back and forth, but the base of the ride starts tipping back and forth with the motion going this way, and all of a sudden you see all these people from the like circus or whatever run over and just start like holding it down, put all their weight on it until they're right.
Fucking carnies. Did you see the video of a similar ride where the dude fell off and just right to the ground? It was like maybe in the last month.
Yeah.
That one was hard to watch, dude. That was rough. It was just a.
Did he survive?
Oh, I don't think so. There's no way. He hit that ground so hard. There's no way. His insides had to be mush.
Yeah, I think
maybe he landed in the bushes and
no, he landed on concrete.
Yeah, yeah. It just is that the one that's like the cart. He's like inside of a cart or something. It just comes off the ride and shoots across wherever they're at.
Still going.
Oh, I've seen that one. The other one was where they were on a similar ride. I think where it either just goes straight up or it swings. But he's all the way up, and then you just see him just hit the ground.
Have you seen the video from it's somewhere in the Middle East, Dubai or something? They have a guy on top of a roof of a building and a catapult, and the guy's in the catapult. They want to send him like 1,000 feet or 2,000 feet to another rooftop where there's a net, and they shoot him, but he overshoots the building. He just keeps going. That guy's toast, but he just keeps going.
I know. It looked like Matt threw him off. It was weird.
No, I wish I could throw that.
With holding his shoes going, that'll teach you.
But I could just that guy's last moment's like, oh shit. I mean, the net's down there and he's still going.
What's the last thing to go through his mind? Well, it wasn't the net, that's for sure.
It was a brick on another building that he hit. That was
I do want to try that at some point. I do want to try base jumping, skydiving, and bungee jumping.
Well, the catapulting a human being.
I would do that with the parachute. I'd do it with the parachute.
Well, yeah, or you test it first with something of equal weight to see.
They probably did, but the problem is they probably tested it with something that was round, and which has a different air resistance than a human being.
Well, think about this. So you're catapulting something of human body weight towards another building. Every failed test is a cannonball coming through the wall.
Okay, so maybe use a dummy, not a real person, not an ignorant person.
Still,
but like
it's got to be 150 pounds minimum, right? And
it's Dubai. They would have just thrown a gay guy in there.
Maybe that was it. Well, there was no test. It's like,
that was the test.
They found out he was getting his ass eaten, and they decided just to overshoot it.
It was like the old days. It's the new version of the old thing where it says she's a witch. If she floats, she's guilty, and if she's drowned, she's innocent. And so they say, "You're gay. I'm not gay. All right, put him in the catapult." If he lands in the net, he's guilty. And if he flies over the building, he's innocent. So that's what that.
That's a lose-lose.
Remember the old joke about that? There's an old joke. I'm gonna fuck it up. I'll wait until I remember it right.
Put it in your special. Your 2 hour and 38 minutes.
2 hours, 58 minutes of me at the. Ginger.
I thought because it said 2:38. I thought that was 2 hours and 38 minutes. That's what 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
No, it was 58 minutes. I don't know. Well, I didn't say 2:38. When did
there was a video. There was a video posted, and it had even a caption. You're talking about your 2 hour special or something, or your 1 hour special, and I think it's called Giggles and Shits or something.
No, that is
Giggles or Snatch.
That's yesterday's episode. That's yesterday's episode. That was 2 hours and 38 minutes.
Oh, I thought that was your special. I thought that was your comedy special.
No, it was just my promoting my special, which actually premiered last night. It had one viewer, me. I watched it. No, it was a fictitious. It was just I'm just making fun of comedians. I didn't do any fucking special. I didn't go to no Ginger Giggle Snatch in Alabama.
I know you didn't do a special because you're not funny.
There's no Mobile Giggle Snatch in Mobile, Alabama, as a comedy club named the Giggle Snatch. I don't know.
That also new.
Maybe there should be. I'm gonna probably look into that DBA if I could get a DBA. It's the Giggle Snatch in Mobile, Alabama.
Oh, dude, are you kidding me? You know how many redheads are in Alabama? There's probably 8 clubs called that.
I didn't say Ginger Snatch, Giggle Snatch.
Oh, oops. Oops. I got excited.
Not to start any shit, but I'm starting some shit here. Yesterday, because this Stephen reminded me of this when he said, seeing the ride, he wishes he could walk, whatever about it. I got to the gig, and Mikey said, "What's up with Chevelle? He's getting a fight with somebody on your show." I said, "Yeah, he's picking a fight with a guy in a wheelchair." I want you to tell people that. I want you to spread that, because it's not a rumor; it's absolute truth. I don't know if he understands that Steven's in a wheelchair, but he was seriously thinking.
No, he did. I think he does understand, because I think he made the comment something like, "I will slap you just the same." I think he said, and he wouldn't have had to say.
I fought bigger guys than you. I put down bigger guys than you. So I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, man?" It's like.
That's the reason he's getting so cocky, because of the four of us, I'm the one he thinks he can take. And he's going to feel real stupid when he gets his ass kicked by somebody who can't kick. It's fine. It happens.
There's a movie called Coffee Town with Glenn Hollerton from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But anyway, there is a scene in that movie where one of the guys that's always hanging out at this coffee shop talks about how someone with special needs is... they may be slow, but they're really strong. And he's like, but I could still take them. And they actually meet a guy with Down syndrome. And there's a scene where the guy with Down syndrome fights the other guy. And the guy with Down syndrome just kicks his ass.
I wouldn't fight somebody with Down syndrome. That's for sure. No fucking way.
Weird.
That's Hulk strength. I'm good. I'm strong. That's scary. That's a totally different animal. That's good.
But imagine... being proud of it, to go to your best friend and say, "Yeah, I gave some shit to a guy he was talking," and he's talking like I can take it and all, but then still going to your best friend and I showed him, I told him I'd kick his ass, and
exactly,
it's like,
and that's what that scene that's the whole setup of that scene where everyone's telling him, "Don't do this, man, don't do this."
So. Too bad Jerry Lewis isn't around to continue to
ladies.
Yeah, doing a telethon. We could get Mike Chavola on there to box Jerry's kids.
The telethon. The last half an hour to raise some money. Right. Hey kids, we're only $30 away from our goal. Now we're going to bring out Mike Chavola and little Timmy Cripple. Come on, Timmy. Somebody help Timmy up here. Timmy, come on.
He's got leukemia, scoliosis, and he's missing a foot, but this is going to be a hell of a match.
Come on, Timmy.
Well, here's the thing. Again, he's the first guy to start in with the comments, and then when you give something back to him, he's ready to get physical over it with the guy in the wheelchair again. But it doesn't matter whether the fact that you're the one bringing the comments and busting balls, and the minute you get snapped back on, you get defensive about it. It's like, come on, man. If you're gonna enter the arena, be prepared to take a few shots here and there. That's all.
That's all right. It's just a typical Rhino move. We get it.
Yeah.
Oh, let's get ready to rumble.
He might want to fight you next when he finishes with the crippled guy.
Yeah. Let's do news and get it out of the way. News, get out of the way.
Alan, your turn.
WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is expected to plead guilty to avoid further prison time as part of a deal with the U.S.
The deal is expected to effectively bring to an end the years-long legal battle by the U.S. to prosecute Assange over the publishing of classified military and diplomatic materials leaked by former American soldier Chelsea Manning in 2010, including some that showed possible war crimes committed by American forces in Iraq. Jim Kender reporting.
The Federal Bureau of Investigation released its report outlining active shooter incidents and statistics in the United States for 2023.
The FBI reported 48 active shooter incidents in 26 of 50 states in 2023, with 244 casualties, 105 of which were fatalities. Although active shooter incidents in the U.S. declined by 4% from 2022 to 2023, the FBI says there were 229 active incidents from 2019 to 2023, an 89% increase from the previous 5-year period. Lawrence Keller reporting.
South Korean government officials and other organizations filed a series of charges against top Israeli government officials, including Israel's president and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, for genocide and other alleged crimes against humanity.
The South Korean lawsuit cites 7 high-ranking Israeli officials, such as President Isaac Herzog and Netanyahu, Israeli Defense Forces Chief of Staff Herzi Halevi, Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, Foreign Minister Israel Katz, Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich, and National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir. Benjamin Wright reporting.
Infant mortality increased by 12.9% from 2021 to 2022 in Texas after Texas's near-total ban on abortion was enacted.
This is according to a new study published in JAMA Pediatrics. Dr. Richard Ivey, a practicing OBGYN in Houston, said, "This study basically confirms what we've suspected for a long time. We knew that infant mortality would go up, particularly with congenital anomalies, after the passage of the ban." Jessica Oakley reporting.
This is the latest news headlines.
The latest. Come on,
Middle-aged and older adults with long-term loneliness are at higher risk of stroke than those who do not report being lonely, according to a new study published in the journal eClinical Medicine.
Researchers found the risk of stroke among lonely adults was higher, regardless of coexisting depressive symptoms or feelings of social isolation. Participants who only had baseline measurements of loneliness saw an occurrence of 1,237 strokes during the follow-up period from 2006 to 2018. Liam White reporting.
A 26-year-old Pennsylvania woman drowned after being swept over a waterfall on the east side of Glacier National Park, park officials said.
The woman fell into the water above St. Mary Falls. She was washed over the 35-foot-tall waterfall and trapped underwater for several minutes, the park said in a statement. Bystanders pulled the woman from the water and administered CPR until emergency responders arrived. She was declared dead at 7 p.m., park officials said. Paul Gomez reporting.
A 14-year-old boy is recovering after a shark bit him on the leg at a North Carolina beach, authorities said.
Beachgoers sprang into action, getting the boy out of the water and applying towels and pressure to slow the bleeding. Officers and emergency medical technicians were already at the beach responding to another call, so the response time was about 2 minutes. North Topsail Beach Police Chief William Youngener said. Kyle Norris reporting.
Civil liberties groups filed a lawsuit to block Louisiana's new law that requires the 10 Commandments to be displayed in every public school classroom, a measure they contend is unconstitutional.
Plaintiffs in the suit include parents of Louisiana public school children with various religious backgrounds, represented by attorneys with the American Civil Liberties Union Foundation, Americans United for Separation of Church and State, the Freedom from Religion Foundation, and the New York City law firm Simpson, Thatcher, and Bartlett. Kevin Sanders reporting.
And that's the latest news headlines with Alan Edwards.
Not the latest. This is old news. Welcome to old news.
Like they say, no news is old news, or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever they say.
Welcome to Sex Talk with Alan Edwards.
Let's go through this. First of all, the reporting loneliness. Is there a number? Do I call?
Yeah.
I was going to say, what do you do about that then? Like, besides not be lonely?
Listen, I don't have time to take your loneliness call right now. We're it's very busy over here.
We're having a party.
Yeah. And you weren't invited, you lonely fuck.
Hello, I'm calling from Mar-a-Lago. I'm very lonely. I don't have any friends, okay? Can someone please come to Mar-a-Lago and be my friend so I can stop being lonely?
No wonder you're lonely with that Trump impersonation. That's
I have to hear him before I can actually do it right, because he has these snorting sounds to do.
All right.
I don't really like him.
It's just weird. Like, how do they even keep track of who's actually reported being lonely? We have a database of people who reported being lonely.
Well, actually, if they cross-reference it to the gun to gun incidences, also they cross-reference. Usually, but actually, it's like CTE. They haven't been diagnosing it while they're still alive. They've been waiting till afterwards.
Yeah,
which is why there's a new study.
It's just a very curious thing. This whole lonely. I mean, I know the suicide hotline. I actually volunteered for a suicide hotline twice in my life. That was a lonely job.
Waiting for someone to call. KD was too high. That's going, come on, man. I'm here all night. I hope somebody calls and wants to commit suicide.
Yeah. I mean, it gets boring.
Hello? Suicide? I got a live one, guys. Hold on. Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, the whole what to say stuff that they go through, because you can't go through every kind of thing that you're going to hear on that line, and so they try to prepare you for saying the right thing, and always try to keep it positive, keep them on the line until they're ready to hang up, all that kind of stuff. But that's it's like the Maytag repairman. Has he ever called? Has the Maytag repairman ever called the lonely hotline?
Do they do the same thing? Like when I tried to pick my rental car up in Albuquerque, do they just get right up and say, "I have to punch out now. I'll see you later." Finish this on your own time.
I got to put you on hold.
Back when I was a minister, I was fielding a suicide call, and this one particular young lady had called several times before. As a matter of fact, that night she had called like 3 times, threatening to kill herself. And so the 4th time when she called, I said to her, I said, "Look, don't call me telling me you're going to kill yourself. Next time you call me, tell me you've done it." So now,
wow. So you got that call. I did it.
And so she called back about a half an hour. She goes, "I've done it. I've taken a bunch of pills." And then she says, and then she said to me, "What are you going to do about it?" I said, "Nothing." I said, "I'm not going to do anything about it." I said, she said, "You're not going to call 911?" I said, "No, you called me. You could have called 911. I tell you what, I will come to your home and I will hold your hand until you pass away. And I will comfort you until you drift off." And
what
so
an asshole you are.
So I drove over and I went into the home and I held her hand. And then she asked me, she goes, "Will you tell my father?" I said, "No, you tell your father." And she asked me, "Will you tell my?" I said, "No, you tell them." And so eventually she got to the point where she realized that she really didn't want to die. And so
she knew that in advance, but still the point remains, you're a dick.
Yes, I'm not. So at any rate,
the
thing is,
you just moved it.
I gave her the phone. She called 911. I went with her to the hospital, and I stayed by her bed all through the night. They pumped her stomach. I stayed by the bed, and I think about maybe 10 years later, I was no longer a minister for some reason, and I was working for that place that rhymes.
Had something to do with that.
I was working with that place that rhymes with Comcast, and I was actually digging a trench with another construction person. And the woman comes down. I see this woman walking down the street. I said, "She looks familiar," and she has a baby carriage, and she recognized me and she thanked me. She said, "Because that was the tough love she needed at that moment." And I'm like, "Yes, thank you." So
Andrew Gold wrote a song about that. "Thank you for being a dick."
I don't know if that's the exact words, but I believe it.
No, that's it.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she was grateful because then she was married. She had a kid, and she was still hot.
No,
was still hot.
Well, what she looks like now.
Up until that point.
No, she was hot.
What? She lived in Arizona. What are you saying? She was hot. Sexy. First of all, I want to. You worked for Comcast during World War I. Is that you were digging a trench? What the hell?
Well, because we were digging a trench because they have this stuff called super trunk. They have trunks,
Cablevision or something.
We're digging up. We're repairing a section of super trunk. That's like the big cable that back before fiber. Super trunk was like the fastest stuff they had before fiber, and we were making a repair in it.
Wow, digging a trench. Wow, go figure. I'm surprised that they would even get involved in trench warfare in the telecommunications industry, but you never know.
Oh yeah,
why not, man? Those deals are popping, dude. They got to outbid each other, man.
Right. Not only that, you have to diversify your stock. You can't just sell telecommunications. You also have to get into weaponry and war.
All right.
You got to diversify.
The Texas thing. They now I wonder if this is going to make any difference in the dialogue here, but they are forcing women to give birth so that the babies can really enjoy the suffering and drop dead from natural causes 2 weeks later.
And fentanyl overdoses,
yeah, fentanyl
overdoses. They're giving the babies fentanyl.
Will that make any difference in the abortion debate? That this fact that these kids are going to die anyway.
It's going to make a difference, but not to the hardliners, because to the hardliners they're ignorant of the facts anyway. That's why they want these laws in place, because they're ignorant of the facts. So they're not going to be swayed by more facts. But what it will affect is public opinion.
I was going to say, worst comes to worst, you can just put them down like a puppy.
That's South Dakota, right? No, that's North Dakota.
Christy Nome on the program this morning. Thank you. Yeah.
So, Ron, what I heard is you're into post-birth abortion up to 76 months.
Post-birth.
Yeah, why not? You never know.
I'm saying
if you want to own these all these special guns, you got to earn them. So you gotta be willing to do a couple of abortions.
So it's like your KD ratio from Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Now, the 10 Commandments people, the ones who are demanding they be in schools, I think before we should take every single person who is making that demand that we have the 10 Commandments in schools and go visit their homes and say, show me where it is in your home. If it's that
not just that, but show me how you live it.
Yeah, that's it. I don't care where it's posted. Yeah, show me show me your freezer and show me that there's no shellfish in there.
Right.
Or pork,
Or what about if we just swap out the 10 Commandments for the Beatitudes?
Or the Four Noble Truths.
Right.
Or why don't they actually show what benefit it would actually hold for anybody?
Just put the golden rule up like they used to do. Do unto others. That's an easy one to follow.
And then
do unto others as you pray them to do unto you. Yeah.
All right. Especially the hypocrisy, though. I don't think any of these people really have it displayed in their home. They want to make sure your kids see it, not their kids. Because I raise my kids right.
It's almost like the election. It's these people that aren't listening. I mean, we got these two old fossils running, and no one is excited. If you're like Steven's age, why would you even be excited about that?
I don't think the issue is about Kennedy and Trump.
Well, no, I'm not saying no. I'm saying it's almost
those
the same.
Two old fossils, right? Those are two old fossils you're talking about, Kennedy and Trump, because surely not Biden. He's a spry 81-year-old.
It's not even really about a candidate. It's just like what is the point of this? It's a waste of everyone's time.
So, if I'm reading you correctly, and I'm probably not, you're going to be joining me and not watching the debate, because I think I'm going to be the only one in America not watching this dopey debate tomorrow night.
You going to wait for the pop-up book version?
I don't need. Listen, I don't need to watch this debate to know what both of the candidates are about. I don't need to hear them talk about what they've done or any of that stuff. I know both of their positions very well at this point. The only thing this is just entertainment for people who don't want to really get deep into the issues or investigate what the real reality of the government situation we have going on right now or any of that stuff. It's entertainment, and I don't find
I'm watching it for the laughs. I'm watching it for the laughs and material.
I think Biden is just going to stay on point, which will drive Trump crazy, and he's just going to sound like just an old man repeating himself.
I kind of want to see Trump have a meltdown. I want to see Trump have a meltdown. The
format is designed to drive Trump crazy.
Yeah, he won't though.
Cut off your mic when it's not your turn and all that. It's like, wait a minute.
Listen to the way he talks tomorrow. Tomorrow you'll have the sedated Trump. So I guess they give him something because he'll talk slow a little bit and
he'll lean back and he'll use the fake sincere voice.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, what are you on? I mean, are you coming down from the Addies or what?
Right. But again, nobody's going to change anybody's mind with this thing. Nobody's going to learn anything of substance that's new. And the supporters of each will both claim victory no matter what happens. So why do I need to watch? I already know the outcome.
Well, actually,
exactly what's going to happen.
If Trump loses the debate, let's say, not, and I'm not saying this like an empirical measurement. I mean, in his mind and in the media, if the media is covering the debate like Trump lost, then he's going to change the topic by announcing his VP pick or his short list for VP pick, so people can have something concrete.
No.
And that's how he'll distract them.
The short list, 2 people. I don't know.
And he won't
Where
pick
can
either
we
one
get
of
a
them.
cuckold in Washington? Stat.
All right. Want to learn about producing and publishing children's books?
Yeah, I would love to.
You do?
Yeah.
I would just like to produce a book and publish my book. For some reason, I have, and this is not typically me. With music, I'll put it out there, imperfections and all, and publish it. I don't care. But this book that I've been working on, this nightmare of a book, 7 different rewrites from back to square one, or rewriting it over and over and over again, and not pulling the trigger on publishing it, partially because I don't want to learn the Amazon rules, all the Amazon rules about self-publishing and all that kind of stuff. That is, I don't know, it feels like I have to get a technical manual out or get some help, and I'm reluctant to do that. But also, I'm just not happy with the final thing. And people have told me, just publish it. Anyway, we're going to meet our guest now. Rosie J. Pova is a multi-published, award-winning children's author and kid lit writing coach. Kid lit, that's not lit, it's literature.
Oh, see, I was thinking fire.
No, you get your kid lit. Yeah, smoke a little of this. All right, now you're lit. She's the creator of Picture Book. Let me finish talking before I.
Why? I'm going to interrupt you anyway.
Yeah, that's right. She's the creator of Picture Book Mastery System that is proven to help emerging children's writers advance their career and get closer to their publishing goals. Let's welcome in Rosie J. Pova. Good morning, Rosie.
Good morning, everyone.
Wow.
So happy to be here.
That sounds very school teacher-ish. Good morning, everyone. Let me start by asking this, because I'm getting inundated with marketing companies that have AI write your own children's books, and it's the biggest market out there, the biggest niche out there. People are making billions in the children's authorship, but it's not nobody's writing their own books. Is that a worthwhile thing, or having AI write your books, or do you need to have a human being write for children?
Well, creative writing in its essence is, using your imagination, right? And AI does not have imagination. So it's actually not allowed, at least in traditional publishing, to use AI to write the book for you. And now they're putting language like that in all contracts and the guidelines, submission guidelines. So it's not a good idea.
Right. But does it hurt them, because you're teaching people how to do this? Is it a threat to authors?
I don't think so, because again, if that story was written by AI, it wouldn't be accepted for publication by the big publishers and the reputable houses. So you can write it and you could probably self-publish it, but it's not going to go for traditional publishing.
Is self-publishing not the preferred way to do things now?
It really depends. A lot of people, it's 2 totally different routes to go about. Because with traditional publishing, you are getting an advance and you're getting royalties. You don't have to invest any money. It's just the opposite. The publisher is paying the author money to publish their book. They take care of everything from in picture book formatting. They take care of hiring the illustrator and doing all the marketing and distribution. And those are big companies. So they do have resources to get your book in all school libraries and public libraries and bookstores across the country. Now, if you're self-publishing, you're kind of investing in that on your own. So you have to wear all those hats and be your designer, your marketer, either your own illustrator or hire an illustrator. That's a lot of work. And then also take care of distribution, because just the book sitting there on Amazon is not going to do much if people don't know about it and it's not being purchased. It's just going to be published, right? And then the quality of those books are usually not up to par. So you have to consider all of these factors, because your book will be competing with all the other professionally designed and published books. So those are the things to think about. But a lot of people are impatient because traditional publishing takes so long. Like the book, if you sold the book today, you would have to probably wait about 2 years or so to see it out in the market and in a bookstore. And that's a long time.
Wow.
And even getting accepted is very, very selective. So some people are not very patient. They want to go ahead and publish.
Right. I didn't ask you to be on the program to argue with you, but I will say I have to disagree on. I think traditional publishing used to do all the work for you, but after 1,600 author interviews, many of which are traditionally published, and some, it's about half and half, self-published versus traditionally published. I don't think they do all the work for you anymore. They used to do all the work for you as far as marketing and all that stuff, but more and more they're leaving people. Yeah, we published it, and we're going to take the lion's share of the profits and give you a cut of the profits, but you still have to do a lot of the marketing and heavy lifting. The formatting and all that stuff, you're absolutely right, and editing and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to marketing, they're leaving a lot of people. We published it. It's your job to let people know about it.
And that's
why they end
true.
up on
I
my
totally
show.
agree with you. Yeah, they do some of it, and then they rely on the author to collaborate and be very actively involved in their own marketing. That is true, and have visibility and promote the book. And it's very different. I absolutely agree with you. It's not what you used to be, but still, when there's this big distribution, because I've tried it with smaller publishers, and when there's no distribution, even if I did market and I would contact bookstores and schools, it's not in their system. It's not in their vendors that they use. So there's no way for them to, even if they wanted to buy 1,000 copies, there's no way, because they cannot use the approved vendors, or it's not in the system. So this is where the distribution comes into play, because it has to be available for them to even order it, even if I did all the marketing in the world. So but it's a teamwork with the big publisher.
Now, what I found, and I actually worked for a book publisher for a while, doing some, basically what they were doing was podcasts, and I would produce podcasts for them, so that they would use those interviews, transcribe those interviews, put them into a book for people, and so that everybody had a book out there. But what I found, they were rigging the system in a big way as far as bestseller numbers and all this kind of stuff. And I don't want to give away all the details about that, because I think I'm probably helping more people rig the system. But it seemed like a really corrupt way to lie to people about the numbers, the reviews, all that kind of stuff. And that's with adult books. Does that happen in the children's books market?
I don't think so. And I want to believe that's not the case. So yeah, all the reviews have to be legit. And I don't think that happens very often in children's book, but I've heard the stories about what you're talking about, the adult publishing. Yes.
Yeah, and again, I don't want to get into the specifics of how it's done, but it really soured me on the whole, what does a bestseller mean and all that kind of stuff, and what do these reviews really mean? Are they bots, or are they paid for reviews, or people who actually work for the publisher doing this? There's so much stuff that it just made me feel like everything feels dishonest at that point. So I hope you're right that it's not happening in children. Now, the books are meant for children to read or be read to? I mean, what ages are we talking about?
So they're picture books, and they're between 4 and 8. That's the ideal age group for these in particular. So 4 to 8, and they they do have pictures, but they're meant to be read aloud to the child. So the adult is reading the book with the kid. So the kid is not there yet to read them on their own. So the adult will be reading aloud those books to them.
All right.
I have a question real quick.
Why does it have to be real quick? You could do it
okay.
slow.
Okay.
Medium size. Medium speed. Like moderate speed.
Okay. Today, children seem to be maturing. I shouldn't say maturing, but becoming more intelligent and more enlightened or more aware of their environment at early and earlier ages. So is it getting more difficult to write children's books for children? Because there's is there a gentle balance you find between the fact of recognizing they're still children, even if they're seeing all of this adult stuff on television and internet and in their own homes?
That's a great question. And yes, we have to.
I practiced that question all night.
We have to adapt to the new audience, because you're right. Children's books are not the same as the ones we've read when we were growing up, right? Or even like 20, 30 years ago, 50 years ago. The craft has changed a lot. Attention span is different. So we need to write in a way that is engaging to kids. And parents are busier today, so they don't want to sit at night at bedtime and have a story time where they read 1,000+ word picture book, which is not the norm anymore. So we have to adapt. And in that case too, like, what do they see? They're more sophisticated. So the writing is different. The vocabulary is different. The engagement is different. And some people, when they first start writing picture books, they remember what they've read when they were little and what they loved, and they write in that same style. But that is not going to be publishable today, because it's very outdated. It's not the same craft in writing those books for today's audience. So that needs to be taken into consideration, because I see a lot of those. And when I work with my clients and they would send me something, I was like, oh, this is so outdated. We don't write like that anymore. Like, that's not.
No, definitely. I remember trying to read a book to a kid, like one of these storybooks, and they were sitting in the back with a cigarette and a shot of whiskey and say, come on, don't you have 50 Shades of Grey? Come on, let's spice it up here a little bit. But no, the children, do you envision a future where children are really going to be, because I don't think so. Obviously, I'm showing my hand here about what my feelings are. I think reading, even among adults, is becoming really, like, people prefer to have audiobooks now. And so when we read to children in the old world, it will kind of incentivize them to read on their own. But I think we're losing that. Reading is becoming something that we want it to be passive. We want somebody to do it for us.
I don't think that's the point of reading children's books, though. I think the point is just a connection. Like, I used to read to my stepdaughter, and sometimes I didn't read children's books to her. Sometimes I read things to her that I needed to read myself. I just read it like I was reading it to a child. Right. I mean, she would sit there and I'd be reading some of my, like metaphysics books, and so the monad is actually the part of the soul, so you're reading it like you would, so it's the connection, the fact that they're there snuggled under your arm, safe and sound, and you're protecting them. You can read to them almost anything, as long as it,
50 Shades of Grey.
Well,
you wouldn't want to read.
I don't disagree with you, GD. I think it's definitely more of a connection thing than just a simply a reading thing, for sure.
What do you know? You only have 3 kids.
You're right. I only have 3 kids versus your 37. But I do value the ability to read. I find that to be a skill, like Matt said, is going away rapidly. People want to be read to and everything. So I personally, when we read to our kids, we let them read to us as well. So that's kind of how
Rosie,
we kind of
maintain
maintain.
Is your motivation on an educational level, or is it
Educational? Yeah, I take my kids' education very serious. They've before they even started Head Start, we've had workbooks and like worksheets for them to do during summer break. They have to do brain work before they get to play on their tablets and have fun.
And see, with my kids, I focused. I want them to be well-rounded and well-educated, but that wasn't the goal for me to teach them to read or anything like that. They read because it became pleasurable. You know, they want to repeat pleasure, and so you make that experience a pleasurable experience, the reading and that. So that's why they read, to repeat that pleasurable experience. That it wasn't they read because they wanted to be literate. The last thing the child cared about was being literate, but they do want to be comfortable and they want to recreate that comfort. So the good things you do when you, regardless of, my daughter learned to love laundry because we made laundry a sharing moment, you know. So I'm just
all excellent points, and I would say it's a combination of all of the above. Yes, because you're right. I was like, okay, they're absolutely getting it, because first of all, yes, just snuggling with your kid, and for the longest time, by the way, they've been saying, oh, you know, with this new technology and ebooks and tablets and all that, picture books will disappear. Like they are no longer going to be a thing, and yet they're still here, because a lot of studies show that kids are actually enjoying the physical book, like the touch, the turning of the pages, like being able to go through those moments and with an adult. And you're right, like the snuggling, the reading together, the special time, they associate that with being loved, being taken care of. And there's also studies on brain development from an early age, what a difference that makes when kids are really taken care of, like they're hugged and they're close to an adult, compared to brain development of a kid who's neglected. And the scan shows, like I had a picture on my website, the scan shows the same kind of brain underdevelopment as even though the child was abused or something like that. So it makes a huge difference on that level too. But yeah, the snuggling, the reading, fostering the love of reading. They associate books with fun, with something, just playful and adventurous. And then later on, when they're adults and in school, they would want to read because it's not forced. It's not, unpleasant. So all of these things are so important. And also picture books in particular are little geniuses, is what I call them, because they cover any topic under the sun, including nonfiction, which even me, like as an adult, when I read a lot of books for research or for my craft, the nonfiction picture books are the easiest way to get information on like biographies and inventions or anything like that. It's so easy and pleasurable to read about that in a picture book formatting. So,
all right. Let me just say, first of all, I think we've gone way over our quota on the word snuggling. I don't want to ever hear that word ever again on this program.
Oops.
Oh, oops. Yeah, I didn't get the memo. So
it's okay.
We didn't either. It's okay.
He started it.
Yeah,
these guys started it, and they should know better.
Because I wasn't prepared.
No, you're fine. It's those two that I'm concerned with. I think they want to snuggle together.
Now, Rosie, if you watch the show later and two of us are missing, it's because he threw us off a roof.
No, it's because they were all snuggling.
While he threw us off the roof.
Now I'm using the word.
I had no idea what I get myself into.
I get it. And this is not the typical. Most authors and people in the publishing world, they don't know really what this is going to be, and then they get here, and this is very different than podcast interviews. Well, thanks for being a good sport about it. But this whole loss of connection, like my generation, we don't understand the kids at all. And so when you're choosing a topic,
your generation barely know how to make them.
That's
understand.
Right.
What do you mean by that?
Your generation, you old people.
Hey, come on, guys. We don't need a boomer fight.
No, but choosing a topic and choosing language, special education needed to understand the mindset of today's children. Is that fair to say that not anybody can just jump in and write a kid's book?
That is right. Yes.
Where do you go to find out what children would be most interested in engaging in a book about?
Well, the topic needs to be kid relatable. That's one thing. You can't just write for the sake of writing a story. They need to really, character is the most important thing. If they don't relate to the character and they don't care for them, they're not going to read for them, and they're not going to read about them. So developing your character to where they really, when they read the book, it feels like it's a friend or someone they know or someone they care about. And then the topic, they need to be interested in the topic. So anything that goes on their experience at that level, whether that's making new friends or using your imagination or having an adventure or a mystery or whatever it is important. Like, you have to think as a child, not as an adult preaching to a child, or having a lesson in that book and having a moral and because that's not what they want. They want to have fun. They want to be in that story with an adventure, imagination. Humor is huge. So whatever the topic, if you can insert some humor in it, and then a lot of the times, like, pictures do at least half of the work in a picture book, so that it needs to be engaging and work well with the text.
Is there a thank you for that, because it leads right into the question that I had. Is there a vocational hazard here? I used to date a kindergarten teacher, and she talked to me like I was one of her students. Is there a vocation? Yeah, a vocational hazard of not being
in
able
all
to
fairness, he did have the emotional maturity of a
you say did as if it was in the past. I still
and he's rapidly going towards that diaper age again, too.
Going back,
so
that
makes sense.
He likes to be changed. It's his thing. It's okay. We're not here.
He fear changes, but he likes to be changed. It's a weird dynamic.
Hey, he just likes to be pampered.
Don't mention the word snuggle.
He likes to be cuddled, not snuggled.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna pull from The Godfather here. You have to excuse my children. They talk when they should listen.
What?
So is there a challenge between writing for children and then getting back to an adult mindset when you're in the world of adults?
Why do I have to do that?
That's a good question. Why does she have to do that?
Yes.
Fair question. Yeah, that's a fair question, and you don't have to. I suppose. I guess that's the answer. You don't have to. We don't live in a world of. I don't live in a world of rules.
Now, as far as children's books go, is closure of the book more important than a happy ending? I mean, when it comes to the end of the book, is it more important to have closure or a happy ending?
Could you use it?
What?
What?
Never mind.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nope.
So I'm allowed to answer that question?
Yeah.
Because
more T-rated than the question came out.
I'm sorry?
No, you can go ahead and answer. Matt has no idea what he's talking about.
So, yes, and that's another good question. Wow, you've been preparing for this interview. I was like, where are you getting the questions from? I like
Sorry, go
it.
ahead.
So, yes, the ending in picture books needs to give some hope. So whether that, and it could have some closure, that's fine if the story calls for it. It could be an open-end story, like open to interpretation, where it's a conversation starter. So the adult reading the book with the child can then ask questions like, what do you think it happened? And then just be have the reader be involved in deciding their own ending for the story. So it's kind of like open-ended. But in either case, it needs to give kids some hope that the world is good. They're safe, they're loved, and everything will be okay. Even if the topic is a little bit heavy, it needs to end with some kind of hope for the reader.
So you're basically saying lie to them.
I'm an optimist. And I'm an optimist. So I do believe in happy endings all around, and everything has a great resolution. And here's the thing. Okay, so this book that I wrote is about failures, mistakes, and it's called The School of Failure, a story about success. Okay, so I'm writing about failure. So even when we fail, it's still a great opportunity to grow, first of all, learn from my mistakes, grow, do better. And in many cases, I view as an author who's gotten a lot of rejections, rejections and failures and mistakes as protection, first of all, and then redirection. Because if it's not the right match, if it's not the right thing, it doesn't align with your career or your goals, then it's a good thing, right? So
yeah.
So yeah, everything works out.
That aligns with our philosophy here, is enjoying the suffering. But it's odd to hear an optimist talk about that kind of stuff, because you talk about rejection, and I think you meant really and I'm just telling you what my perception of, like, from publishing companies, that kind of rejection. But
Yes,
on the self-publishing, I see far more people feeling rejection, although they don't put it in those terms, about nobody's reading my book. Nobody's buying it. Nobody's hearing all that kind of stuff. It's rejection of another form, but you don't get a rejection letter on that point. You just feel lonely and ignored. And again, that's why I started with the AI stuff, because I feel like the market is becoming so oversaturated that people find it hard to break through to even get anybody to notice that they did write a book, and all that, and just to get anybody to pick it up. And that's the greatest challenge. So, you put all that work in it. You want it to at least be read or seen. That's what.
And there's a reason for that, though. There's a lot of the times, like it's rejection after the fact, because yes, for me, I should have been more specific, but it comes from literary agents that you approach to be represented by, or publishers like editors at the publishing houses. They reject your story. It's not the right fit. We can't publish it. They're saturated. There's a huge competition, but that's also a good thing, because they have high standards, and then quality matters, to where anyone can publish a book, self-publish a book, right? And they have it there. It's on Amazon or anywhere else. And then they complain, why are people not buying the book? Why are they not paying attention? Or they did buy it and they read it and they left a terrible review. Well, there's a reason for that, because the craft wasn't there. The story is not publishable, not sellable. It doesn't compete with all the other great books that are out there. And there's no selection, there's no filtering. They just decided to write a story one day and they thought it was easy. And what can be so hard? It's a kid's book. And they put it out there and they're super disappointed and crushed that it doesn't sell and people don't like it and they hate it. And again, you didn't take the time to learn the craft. Like, you can't decide today that you're going to do surgery tomorrow afternoon and become a doctor.
No, everybody knows that takes 3 weeks.
Right.
You can't decide today you're going to do it tomorrow. In 3 weeks.
But all of a sudden they decided they wanted to be an author, and that's also a skill. Like, I don't want to compare it to a doctor if you don't want to necessarily say, oh, well, that's a different thing. But it's a skill, and you have to take the time to learn it. And if you want to do it professionally, you want people to pay you money for that, it really needs to deliver on quality.
Well, most people know that doctors have to read pop-up books in order to learn how to do surgery. They read about the heart and then they open the book and it pops up and then they practice the surgery on it. Yes,
exactly.
So what you're saying is very relatable.
Time, right? That takes time. So yeah. Same thing. Just read some quality books and experiment when you're writing, and
He just got off a ride that was stuck upside down for 2 days. So, blood is still rushing to his head. Now you have a course that is designed to help. Is it first-time authors or your course? Tell me about the course for children's
Yes, the course is designed with that in mind because, again, we are not born with those skills. And if we refer back to our childhood and the books we read, it's not the same. So we need to kind of unlearn that and learn the new way of writing and publishing if we want to do it professionally. So the course is step-by-step guidance from idea, like, oh, hey, I have an idea for a book. How to develop that, going through all the elements of the craft and completing that story, and then trying to approach publishers and agents with it and get it traditionally published to where you're getting paid. You're not paying to self-publish. So and it's for any level, whether they're just starting out or they've been writing for 3 years but they're like stuck and they can't get to the next level, they can't even break through, and there's some elements missing, most likely in the craft, that they can't overcome those blind spots. We can't really judge our story, like assess our stories and be very analytical and objective, so we need help, and that's what the course does.
It's all done online, right?
It is a self-paced course. They can learn at their own convenience and has resources. Videos.
Okay, you can learn at their own convenience, but how long should it really take? I mean, you have
the course itself has 10 modules and they're delivered weekly. So in a matter of 10 weeks, they can go through the course and implement everything into their own writing and their own stories.
Interesting. How long have you had the course available for people?
I started it in early 2020 when I was asked by a company to coach children's writing. So I had to create a digital because everything moved to digital formatting. So I couldn't do it in person and I had to put it into that. But that is so since 2020, we've had many success stories with people taking the course and taking the coaching and realizing their own dreams of being an author. Because I know for me, it took a long, long time, and I was confused and struggled with, a lot of obstacles. So nobody can have to go through that.
Ron left us. He just
sorry, we play musical squares.
No, I think he probably went to sign up for the course.
Good idea. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
He
was realize that Ron is not allowed to be near children, even on paper.
Wow.
he's not allowed.
500-yard restraining order.
That's right. He has to be. Yeah, he's not. He can't. He's not only not allowed to be around children. He's not even allowed to be around their books. He has to be like totally distant.
Yeah. Well, Rosie, I hope we got people interested enough to go to your website and find out about the course, and people who are inclined to want to be authors for children. I did a couple of silly things that are not necessarily related. On your website, you have the Times Square billboard, and I see you with the books up on this billboard in Times Square. I've done that. Did you actually go to Times Square to actually see your billboard when it was up?
No, I did not.
Good
but
you.
Yeah, I do have the video, so it's maybe next
good
time.
For you. Because I comedian who used to be on the program was dead set on going to, and I was like, you know what? That's like paying to see your own commercial. You're going to go to New York City just to see yourself on a billboard. It didn't make any sense to me. But the reason I was asking you the question is because I wanted to know if you came across him while you were there.
No.
That's interesting. Now, did that because it didn't do a whole lot for me. Was that a success? Was that a successful marketing endeavor on your part, getting the billboard thing in New York City?
Well, I liked it. Yeah, why not? It's a lot of fun, and again, it's
but did it increase sales?
Attention when I posted on the
Yeah, that's GD's got the question that I really have in my mind is, did it really, did you see return on investment for it, or was it just a fun thing to do? Like, yeah, I'm on a billboard. Because for me, that's what it turned out to be. Yeah, an ego thing, but not really no return on investment for me.
Well, it was a whole campaign of things, so I didn't like it was through yeah. So I'm pretty sure I did because I've gotten clients and I've gotten attention and I've gotten book sales, so it's not that big of a deal, really. It was part of the package, so it's I can pick and choose. It was just yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. And again, rosiejpova.com. People can go there and sign up for the course. And they can do it on their own time. They could sign up today and just like a gym membership, never use it. or they can start it tomorrow or whenever, right? So anyway, thank you for being part of the program. We appreciate it. You've been a good sport, put up with a lot of silliness here. And
thank you for putting up with them.
I loved it. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for putting up with them. I know how hard it
was.
Right. We just had to, hold it together for everyone, but it was fine.
Bye for now. Rosie J. Pova, folks. You guys feel like snuggling a little?
Sure, why not?
You have no idea how much I want to cuddle right now.
You can't cuddle. I said snuggle. There's a difference.
I mean, I'm down to snuggle too. Whatever floats your boat, Matt.
Daddy,
this is for Matt.
It's not my property. You didn't win in my yard. Wait. All of you.
Daddy, chill.
What?
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
Daddy, chill.
Daddy, chill.
I can take Rosie's name.
That's an internet classic right there, if I've ever seen one.
So now we know what to say to Matt when Matt goes in his little rage. Is like fuckity fuck. We say, "Daddy, chill."
Daddy, chill.
Well, I've never done
first
that.
First we say,
"Fuckity fuck." I never.
First we say, "Hop to Daddy, chill."
You want me to? We can't go there right now. We have to put some buffer distance between the guest, who is a respectable person, and our vulgar humor. We have to kind of wait.
She was the one that said she's for happy endings all around, not me.
You
I was to be fair. She said, you brought it up, but she's the one that said she is okay with happy endings for everyone, everywhere.
Yeah, or it is.
You can thank me later. You can thank me later.
Sometimes I'm just ashamed.
Because that is Matt's hit the B and make a YouTube short right there.
That's not a bad idea. We'll see how good you are tonight when you have to deal with. Now, are you prepared for tonight?
Whoa.
The only thing I need to know is not the only thing, but one thing I want to know is I want to make sure that is there anything that's not set up that I have to set up for tonight?
I'll set it up today. But the format is kind of different. If you want to take some time to go over it in after the program, it's just 5 minutes. I'll run you through the slight difference in format.
Do I have to run the news?
No news.
Okay.
No news. It's just an hour or less. You don't have to go the whole hour. I know I think you related to the Rev that he needs to go a whole hour. If you don't have a whole hour, you can always say, "Fuck it, that's all I got today. Get out."
But I wouldn't do that to her. If anything,
not her.
About
Ron and Steven, if you want to say, because I know they tend to want to snuggle a little bit, and sometimes that gets uncomfortable. But no, not nobody. We never. This is the one beautiful rule of digital broadcasting. You could always end it. I'm done. And sometimes we've done it by accident. But sometimes it's necessary to do it on purpose too. You don't have to go. There's no rule that says you have to go an hour. Anyway.
Well, I figured if we run a little short, then she and I could do like a group meditation. We'll just hold hands and bow our heads.
What are you trying to do on this? What are you trying to do exactly?
It's a psychic. You're gonna be in the audience tonight for him, Stephen, a psychic medium, June Edward, who is pretty well known. Famous within the psychic world.
What's the name?
I figure
I know you hate psychics to death.
I was going to stand up and see if she could raise the dead. I was going to have her. I was going to sit with my crotch in front of the camera and see if she could speak to the dead.
She does.
Yeah.
She speaks to the dead. She's not a miracle worker.
Penis. Come on, GD's penis. Wake up. You're not dead. You're just sleeping. No,
Daddy, chill.
Do you want to do?
Take this little blue pill, and then we'll talk.
Do you want to do showbiz stuff?
What? Showbiz?
Yeah, do you want to do that?
Oh, is there showbiz? I forgot there was showbiz. It just seems like so unshowbizy a world that we live in. I would love to do some showbiz stuff, and that would give us plenty of buffer so we can get back to Boulder.
And now, bringing you the latest in entertainment news from Hollywood, New York, and East Bumfuck, Montana. Here's our chief entertainment correspondent, Ron Kane. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showbiz. Showbiz.
I lost my glasses. I can't do it.
Showbiz.
I can't. I lost them.
Showbiz.
Yes. Hey, everybody. I hope you're enjoying your fucking hump day Wednesday. Make sure you hump. Because today is the day for it. First bit of news here. I got a video here from Kill Tony. This
is Willie in it?
No, this. Well, here.
I didn't mean to laugh at that.
Please don't be the wheelchair chick. Okay.
Oh, it is Willie.
Me because they gave it to you. Brought the stone with you. Oh,
This is the actual stuff.
Oh, this is fucked up.
see that. Let me see that, Lewis.
That's all done. It's never been open.
Lewis,
It's never been open.
Don't, Lewis, no. No.
Put that away. Fuck, dude.
No.
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 What was that he just said?
It was a kidney stone.
It was a kidney stone.
No. I watched that as it happened when they debuted, and I almost puked everywhere.
No, it wasn't real.
It was. This dude,
No.
this
No, it
dude
wasn't.
came up on stage. He was a bucket pull, okay?
Right.
And he was just doing the interview portion, and he goes, "Yeah, I passed a kidney stone. I keep it with me." And he was like, "Let me see it." And the dude just fucking downs it.
It was the internet. It was.
How's he going to get it back? Because you know that's just prop for his next set.
He said he wanted to pass his. He said he wanted to pass his stone.
Setup. It was all fake. It was rigged. It was done for shock value. None of it was real. You feel better now? You feel better now?
No.
Yeah.
It's like the end of a children's book. You have to feel hopeful.
Ooh, this is
gonna feel helpful.
Not like you want to puke.
That looks like a 70s porn star coaching Little League. That's the 70s porn star coaching Little League girls.
Well, how dare you? This is
Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah, well, this is Dr. Disrespect. His real name is Guy Beam. He's having some issues because this has been going on. He's been banned from Twitch. Apparently, he sent images to a minor.
I knew there was something wrong with him and little children. Damn, I can just look at that fucking picture and tell. Go ahead.
And he stole my glasses and my wig.
I'm curious, Ron. Where did you hear that he sent pictures?
It's in the story here that I have. Let me.
Okay, I was only curious because when I read his statement, it was just conversations that teetered on inappropriate, not images.
Yeah,
but what did I say as soon as I saw that picture? I told you that's a 70s porn star coaching. I knew it. That guy.
Yeah,
he just looks
right.
He just looks like a freak.
On Tuesday afternoon, Bloomberg broke a story that cited 3 people that said Dr. Disrespect was allegedly banned for sending sexually explicit messages to a minor, which joined a public statement by former account director of strategic partnership at Twitch, Cody Connors. After all that, your fucking name is Cody, which had kicked all of this off this past weekend. So
Dr. Disrespect. What is he famous for something?
He's a streamer. He's one of the world's most
and I bet he does more than that to little girls too.
And
he looks like my college roommate, my first college roommate. That definitely looks like a wig, though. That's not his real hair.
It is a wig. Right? It is a wig. The wig and the sunglasses and the headset's all like his character. The mustache, however, 100% real.
Yeah, and
he looks
there's
like a perv. He's a perv. He's a perv. He looks
and I
like
guess
a perv.
he was streaming, and then he got a message in the middle of his stream that the gaming company that he was working with dropped him and shit like that. So, so yeah, so that's that. Here we got Justin.
Another perv.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake. I don't know what's going on with this. He returned to Instagram for the first time since his DUI arrest to show off something special for his fans. And he's quoted as saying, "This is so important right now." And it featured a new Forget Tomorrow World Tour T-shirt in the New York Knicks signature blue and orange colors. So that I don't know why this is such a big deal. The guy had a DWI. It's not like he killed somebody, but this is still a pointless story that goes on.
Well, the cop is being doxxed all over Twitter, like they're putting out his home address and all of it. Apparently, the cop was a rookie cop who pulled him over. He's 3 months on the job, and he's already well known for being a strict enforcer. And people are acting like that's a bad thing. I think you want people.
How dare he enforce law?
Yeah. How dare he do
Bastard.
his job?
Yeah. Piece of shit law enforcement officer trying to enforce laws and shit.
You want it done to everybody, but rich and famous people.
You want the justice dispensed equally. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, evenly and equally. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So if you're a Timberlake fan, hopefully
you'll like her.
Yeah. So this is Gina Rowland.
Yeah, she's no Betty White, but she'll do.
Yeah, The Notebook is 20 years old. The Notebook movie, and on the anniversary of the 20th, her son announced that she has Alzheimer's. So
she's like 170 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of course you have Alzheimer's.
That's all she has.
Yep.
Do you know who she was married to? Do you know?
The bear.
No.
Okay. It's not important who she was married to, right?
Yep. No.
You don't care.
So,
you don't care.
So for
she married to Rowan and Martin, right? Dan Rowan of Rowan and Martin.
No.
J.K. Rowling?
No.
Hey, is there any other way we could slow down the show?
Yes.
This is an image from season 3 of The Bear. This just dropped. All the episodes are out now, I believe, on Hulu.
Are they?
I think so. I think today is.
I thought they were out the 27th. Don't tell me that they're out right now, because I'm about to jump off right now and watch it.
You might want to check, because Hulu announced like a couple days ago they were actually going to release the episodes early instead of the original date. So I don't have that date in front of me, so it's possible it's out now. If you haven't seen the show, it's a fucking great show. It's
a lot of tension, though. A lot of yelling and tension.
Yeah, it's about working in a restaurant and running. And if you've ever worked in that industry, it can give you anxiety, because they do a great job of presenting the stress and the hatred and the love of the staff for each other. So it's a great show. Check it out if you haven't. It's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, do you know who they all were married to?
Ron. Now the guy, what's his name? Jeremy White Allen? Allen White? Okay. I don't know if you saw this a couple of days ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago. There was a picture of him with 3 other guys, and they were talking about hot rodent people. You know, is that like a real thing, or is this somebody just fucking with the algorithms? You know, are there actually women out there who are just attracted? I'm not asking you like you're the authority on rodent-looking men, but I'm asking you because you're more aware of like the social trends than I am. Is that like a real trend? You know, like dad bods and shit like that. Rodent-faced men.
It doesn't surprise me. I think I've seen stuff about like the rodent thing, and it's one of those trends. Like when Leo DiCaprio was first on the scene and really getting some heat, there was the whole like baby face thing going on in Hollywood. Like women want men that look like children or some shit. Like
so basically, what you're saying is right now Barry Katz is swimming in pussy.
Possibly. They call him Rat Boy.
Either way, I think Jeremy Allen White is a fantastic actor. I think he does phenomenal work. Everything he's been in has been awesome, and I think he should have been in the Willy Wonka movie because he looks like Gene Wilder.
He looks like Gene Wilder's love child, except for the chin, because Gene Wilder
except for the chin.
More of a chin. But I mean, I liked him in Shameless, and I like him in The Bear. I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else. I think he's only had 2 jobs in his career, right? That's it.
He's been in a couple other things, I think, but
definitely, this has made me want to get a television.
Oh, a Calvin Klein underwear commercial. He's done that also.
I could smash it with a sledgehammer, but I definitely want to get a television.
Yeah. Here we go. We got Matthew Perry. His death is still being investigated, and there are reports coming out. There are multiple people involved in his death since he overdosed on ketamine back on October 28th
You can overdose on that?
So are they saying that his friends are involved in this, maybe?
Possibly, yeah. It's pretty vague. They just say there could be other people involved in his death.
Usually they say psychedelic drugs, I know LSD, you can't like literally overdose on, that will actually, physically kill you from the effect of the drug.
It's your brain.
You could jump off a building thinking you're Superman and do something stupid like that, but LSD itself will not kill you. Ketamine you can overdose on and it will kill you?
Yes.
Now, was he John Benet Ramsey? Matthew Perry?
No.
Kind of looks like it.
Katy Perry.
No, actually, and this is a well-known fact, he's actually the Lindbergh baby grown up.
Limburger cheese is what he was.
I'm just surprised they didn't investigate his murder, even sooner. Seeing as how he supposedly had friends, but he was found alone.
Murder?
GD kind of got it.
Murder.
Who said it was murder?
I don't know. It just sounded fishy from the get-go, in my opinion.
Let me Google.
It's almost as fishy as a guy dropping his keys in the river and drowning with his friends watching.
Okay, that's just murder with extra steps is what that is. That's already murder from the get-go. We knew that.
I enjoyed GD's reference of the Lindbergh baby. Can you get an older reference, GD?
Yes. Here we go. That's the baby that Solomon split.
It's Princess
Anastasia. Went to split, all grown up.
It's Princess Anastasia.
I remember when we had to try to explain Lindbergh and who he was to Willie. They're like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about? Like, you never heard of?"
Even I know who the Lindbergh baby is.
So that's Stephanie. What's Stephanie doing up here?
No, this is Stormy Daniels.
Yeah, her real name is Stephanie.
Who cares? No one calls her that.
She put on some weight.
I call her that. I call her Stephanie.
She put on some major weight there.
Geez, Matt. First thing he says is, "Wow, she got fat."
Exactly what I just said.
GD sounds like someone's mother. Like I don't call her by that. I just call her by her real name.
Right. I call her by her given name, what her mom and I named her when she was born. Yes.
Well, Stormy Daniels is now doing stand-up. She just did a couple shows in New Orleans. They were both, I guess, all weekend, or all the shows were sold out.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
If I had tits like that, I'd sell out too.
I do have tits like that, and I still can't sell out like that. What the fuck?
You need the short skirt also.
Now
I'm sitting. You can see my giblets if I wear a short skirt.
She did stand-up comedy. She did.
This is from TMZ, and this is from her stand-up. This is when she first got on stage.
Woo!
Jesus, TMZ. Could you get a decent videographer out there? Or?
I don't think it's their video. I think somebody sold it to them.
Most dangerous city in the country, and for me, it's the first time I've been outside without a bulletproof vest in 3 months.
That's how she opened up.
I quit.
What did she say? This is the first time I've been out in 3 months.
Something
without
like
a bulletproof
that.
vest. She says the first time she's been out of the house without a bulletproof vest in 3 months, and everyone cheered.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So catch her at your local open mic.
So now Steven's going to steal that material, do that joke. He's going to wear the outfit.
No, but it's absolutely the outfit, not the joke. I'm not a monster.
My wife has such a huge crush on him. Tell me his name.
This is one of those baby face guys that he was talking about.
Vin Diesel. We're moving on from Stormy Daniels to Vin Diesel.
His head's shaped like one of her tits.
He fucked Stormy Daniels, but it was Fast and Furious.
So there is another Fast and Furious movie in the works, and I have footage from
We've
the new
seen
movie.
your footage. You do the footage every day during the news.
Yeah, I know.
I'll say usually Ron doesn't pull out his footage until after dark, but.
So here is
being disrespectful to our showbiz reporter. Whoa.
Yes. Fast and Furious is getting weird.
I told my wife has a crush on him.
Does he ever go hook to we first?
Hook to. This is E85.
I said hook to we.
So please check out Fast and Furious. I don't know whatever number they're on.
This is Fast and Furious 69.
Yeah.
So
that does it for showbiz, everybody. Enjoy your hump day.
Fast and Furious, drive-by glory hole.
Now, is he gay?
No.
I told my wife he was, but I don't know if he is or not.
He's not gay. He has.
I told my wife he's gay and he's 4'7".
But he gets paid millions of dollars to go, I'm Groot.
Yes, damn, I wish I had. That's a job I would like.
Fair, though,
I am Groot.
To be fair, though, unlike a lot of other actors, he's one of the few who's actually said, I am Groot, but he's done it in like 70 languages. That's dedication to a role.
Yeah.
Just looking up now. Nothing ever said, or there was never any rule about law enforcement about Matthew Perry's death being a homicide. But
Je m'appelle Groot.
I don't know. It wasn't ruled a homicide, but they're still looking into it. So they think it was a homicide. That's very or what would they charge somebody with? Like you saw him do drugs and left? I don't know.
Yeah, the LA police have said that it was an overdose, but I guess it's still being investigated because it's got a lot of hair, so who knows?
You know about you familiar with the John Belushi when he overdosed story? There was a woman who was with him. Robin Williams stopped by the bungalow that night. A bunch of, I think De Niro was there too. A bunch of people were there, but I think that woman actually was charged with homicide with actually injecting Belushi. But ketamine, it's an oral thing. He had not that he had to take it on his own. Maybe Ari Shaffir just put it in his drink or something. I don't know. But I mean, what can he be charged with?
Giving oral.
Giving oral. Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's something along the lines of like negligence or something.
Maybe they bought the ketamine illegitimately, like on the black market.
Maybe he thought it was fentanyl and it ended up being ketamine.
Yeah. You know how many people overdose them with black market drugs every day, and it doesn't get ruled murder, or there's no like crime scene investigation into it. It's just another
because they're not Matthew Perry. They're not the beloved Matthew Perry, who was on his way back, who was recovering from all his addictions, and he was doing this great positive story. And how dare those bastards kill their role model?
Sons of bitches.
Sons of bitches. They killed Matthew. You bastards. That's going to be a new South Park thing.
And plus, and not to mention, I already felt bad for the guy. His friends said that they would always be there for him, and they weren't.
No, that's true. That's true. He probably drowned in that fountain. That's probably where he did, right there. And
by himself.
Yes, by himself.
The guy.
While looking for his keys.
Yeah. Now, back in the MySpace days, Matthew Perry went through friend requesting lots of 50,000 people in like just a couple of days. He like accumulated all these friends, and then he eliminated all of them one by one. Like he was sitting at his computer, he friend requested people every time. You'd see his numbers go up, and then he just like slowly going down one by one. Like he was sitting at his computer, just like delete that guy, delete that guy, delete it. It's like he went on like a binge of getting friends just so he could delete them, and then deleted his account when he was down to 0. Very odd behavior. One of the first celebrities to kind of have a big time social media presence, but in one of the weirdest ways. And nobody ever talked about that. But to me, that seemed like odd behavior.
Well, I didn't talk about it because I didn't know about it until just now. Now I know what I'm not going to talk about.
Saying you didn't talk about it. I mean, it wasn't newsworthy. Like,
but I'm people. You said people.
No,
I'm people.
You're not people. You are less. You are 2/3 of a people or something. Not even that.
3/5 of a people.
Yeah, something. What the fraction remain? You said 27% Caucasian.
27% Caucasian.
That's how much people you are.
54% Nigerian, actually Bantu.
Wow.
Hey, this might be a little late, but did you already say goodbye to Cubs?
No.
Oh no.
Might be a little late.